Good day and welcome to our second in a series of sustainable development, knowledge management and skills transfer. And I'm really pleased today that we have Mr. Kimani Muturi, and he's the founder of Texfad Limited, based in Kampala, Uganda. Texfad is a Ugandan company specializing in transforming waste, banana, pseudostems, and other discarded materials into high-quality, sustainable textiles and hair extensions. Texfad and the Windrush Anchor Heritage Education Program are celebrating a powerful legacy of cultural heritage and identity. Our host organization for this dialogue is the St. Mary Cultural Heritage Steering Group based in Jamaica because of the history of the banana sector across Jamaica. So the steering group felt it was important that they would host this particular dialogue. And the aim is to develop a knowledge management and skills transfer program between Uganda and Jamaica through Mr. Kimani. So, Mr. Kimani, great to see you, and I hope all is well. Thank you very much indeed, and I'm really pleased to hear that.
Thank you.
So just before we start, we've got a bit of a surprise for you, and if you'd all like to sit back, and this shows the creativity of Jamaicans. And there's a term we use: the means of communication may be different, but the needs are the same. So sit back and enjoy.
Green banana, ripe banana, bone. Say what? Good banana, fried banana, crunch. What? Green banana, ripe banana, bunch. For real. Good banana, fried banana, crunch. God. Strong you see, better than cotton, better than silk. Strong you see, you know, Yahshua be there. For real. Feel his spirit, the creator spirit.
Check it out.
Banana, banana, banana.
That was so nice, I'm going to play it again.
Green banana, ripe banana, bone. Say what? Good banana, fried banana, crunch. Green banana, ripe banana, bunch. For real. Good banana, fried banana, crunch. God. Strong you see, better than cotton, better than silk. Strong you see, you know, Yahshua be there. For real. Feel his spirit, the creator spirit.
Check it out.
Banana, banana, banana.
Thank you very much. And the singer, Mr. Levi Augustus, is actually here on the platform. So congratulations, Levi, and we'll be hearing from you later. And I know that's one of Mr. Kimani's favorite songs, of course.
Yeah.
Great creativity. Thank you very much, Levi. And as I said, we'll be hearing from you later in the program. So Kimani, tell us just a bit about yourself and your family background and your professional background.
Oh, thank you so much, Rudy, for having me on this forum. As you introduced me, my name is Kimani Muturi. and I'm a Kenyan national, but I hold a dual citizenship. I currently reside in Uganda. My background is textile technology. That is what I've been teaching for quite some time. I decided to commercialize what I know best. So in a nutshell, that is me, partly a teacher and partly a businessman.
Excellent. So how did you conceive the idea of banana fiber?
In Uganda, banana is widely grown because it is also a staple food for 70% of Ugandans. I know quite a number of friends who eat banana because here we have largely the cooking type, although we also have plantains. We have people who consume bananas from January to December. The production sometimes gets to 10 million metric tons per year to feed the population. So that comes along with a lot of waste in terms of stems because banana fruits only once. And once it fruits, you cut the fruit, then the stem lies on the ground as waste. And that was my concern from my textile background. I kept thinking, if we can get a product out of these stems, it would be a massive resource that this country can generate. I had done a little bit of fiber extraction from different plant sources, including pineapple and other vegetative matter. But I could find that if I can get a fiber from banana stem, it would be a breakthrough in terms of textile design, handicraft industry, and also supporting the banana farmers. So that motivated me to go ahead and find out.
Excellent. So what you're really saying then, you saw the need in terms of, because it is a staple product of the country, but also there was the economic benefit to the country as well, and the value chain in terms of jobs.
Oh, yes. If you look at the banana growing in this country, in Uganda, most of the bananas are grown by smallholder farmers. Sometimes these fruits, when they harvest, it goes as low as $1 a bunch of banana, which is really too low, considering that the farmer has taken care of the plant for about 9 months for it to fruit, and then the fruit to go to the market. So I would think that an additional income to those farmers would really be ideal for them. And sometimes they are also hit by banana wilt, which is a common disease in Uganda that affects banana growing. And you find somebody has lost the whole plantation. But with the coming of extraction of banana fibers from the stem, there is hope for these farmers who will be faced with this kind of misfortunes because they can still sell the fibers, they can sell the stems, and at least get some income for that.
How sustainable is banana fiber in comparison with other fibers?
Well, most of the textile fibers are grown for textiles. If you look at cotton, cotton is grown for textile purposes. Jute, still for textile purposes, and other natural fibers, including animal fibers. But here comes a fiber that is generated or processed after the farmer has harvested the fruit. So the motivation to grow these bananas is not really fiber, it is food. And as long as we are consuming bananas in this country, there is a sustainable material that is available for us in abundance that we can use to process the textiles.
So how do you see the future for the banana fiber industry as a whole, to both the farmers and the processors?
It is quite interesting future that I see. And I'm happy that I'm beginning to walk into that future. I started this work around 10 years ago, and I've done a lot of research. I've done a lot of trials. Some have failed, some have succeeded. I'm happy at where we have reached now because I can see the future of this fiber. The world is going green due to climate change. The world is looking for sustainable materials.
Yeah.
And banana fiber is emerging as the next fiber in terms of designing sustainable products and products that are friendly to the environment. So for us, we have done what we can. We have managed to create a system for extraction of banana fibers from the fresh stem, and then they get the fiber as a product, and that product has a market value. If you look internationally, I have realized that a kilo of banana fiber could go between $5 to $8. So meaning the extraction of a fiber is an income. Then that fiber, we have tried to value add that fiber into a number of products.
Yeah.
And our flagship product that we have been relying on for development of our business are carpets. We are the largest manufacturers of carpets in East Africa, handmade carpets in East Africa. We could be the only company manufacturing banana fiber carpets because this is our innovation developed at Texfad. We have gone on further to add value to the banana fibers and soften them to the level of cotton. Currently, we are building a small manufacturing plant at Texfad that will have a system for softening banana fiber to the level of cotton. Now, when we reach that level, we shall be providing softened fiber to the textile industry. The textile industry will start making yarns for textiles and manufacturing textiles, either woven or knitted, that will be used as sustainable fibers for garment making and other products. So what does this mean to the farmer? It means that the farmer will have a chance of now growing banana as a fruit for sale or for consumption, and then processing the stem as the raw material for the textile industry. So I see the future of this getting so bright in such a way that farmers will be aggregating the fibers and taking these fibers to a textile mill. And the textile mill will be manufacturing textiles that will equally compete with other non-textiles made from fibers like cotton, jute, like silk, and all other fibers. Now, we have also gone ahead to develop hair extensions from banana fibers. When you look at the synthetic hair industry today, you will find that it's one of the environmental hazards. And the volumes used as hair extensions synthetic in Africa, because almost every, let me say, about 80% of African women extend their hair using synthetic hair, and all that hair is dumped somewhere, and it has become an environmental problem. So now, for us, we have come up with hair extension that is very close to synthetic hair, but it's a natural hair that biodegrades into our soils and make our soils more productive. And also, it also protects the scalp of the wearers. We also have some people who are trying it out to see whether they can be used by cancer patients who have gone through chemotherapy. And I think the results will come out well. Right now, at this period, we are trying to make vegan leather from banana fiber. And we have gone up to some level. It's still laboratory work. And when we manage to make a vegan leather, we have achieved our objectives of clothing a human being, right from the head to the body and to the toes. As the farmer is growing the fruit to feed the body, then for us, we'll be working outside the body and providing basic needs.
Excellent. So if we think about education, so I'm thinking about research and development, which is obviously really important. What is the role in terms of the education system, the teachers and students, and how have you built relations with that sector?
I have a relationship as Texfad with local universities. And the universities usually send students to Texfad for internship. And some of them come to do their final projects at Texfad. And there are also others who come to experiment on different fibers that they are studying at campus, either to extract using our equipment or access technologies that we have so that they can try out whether those alternative fibers can be of use either in textiles or other applications. That is one of the links that we have. The other links that we have started writing projects like community training projects with these universities and have extended skills to our communities through that partnership. And we have skilled communities that are now beginning to extract banana fibers and apply them in making simple crafts like cultural crafts that are already existing. Now, there is a gap in that kind of collaboration because when you look at most universities, whatever the course they are taking, there are some final research projects that these students do. I really appreciate what the universities do because most of the students come up with highly innovative projects. But these projects, remember, they are for academic purposes and they are just evaluated and the student gets the marks and then the research remains at the university. What pains me is that these students after graduation, they walk to the streets looking for jobs, whereas they have left their jobs at the university. So we are trying to talk to these universities so that they can do relevant researches that are also linked to what we do. These students can be able to commercialize the researches that they make at the university, and then they graduate with a degree and with a business.
Yeah, excellent. And Tonya may touch on that because that's one good advantage that we have in terms of the relationship developing with the UK and particularly London, because our academic partners are used to having connected innovation hubs so that students then become entrepreneurs, and particularly with that focus on sustainable development, and there's some support for them. So I definitely see the knowledge management and skills transfer going three ways, not just from Uganda to Jamaica, but UK to Uganda to Jamaica. That's really good. A lot of that type of linkage work, Tonye's involved with Middlesex University. So I'm sure he will be pleased that you mentioned that kind of importance between the academic and the industry for these talented young people coming out of university. And the other thing that's quite important to us is that we're interested in what we call practical STEM education as well. We want to see that value chain, the innovation and the support once young people have gone through the education system, just because, as you said, it's not just about looking for a job, but starting up their own enterprise and providing good products and services that will meet the needs in their neighborhoods and communities. So, Kimani, what is your message for young people in Jamaica living in these rural areas?
I just want to tell them they have opportunities, especially the young people who live in these rural areas where this kind of crops grow. It's high time that youth in Africa and Jamaica begin to think innovatively. We are so much glued to things that are existing, like cotton and other plant materials that we grew up knowing provide fibers and added value to textiles. It's high time now that these youths begin to look for alternatives, because some of these plants grow in our environments. Like in Uganda, I see quite a number of plants that are grown as flowers. You find them in most of the flower beds, but those plants can be commercialized. And I usually say that we have quite a number of plants, new plants in Africa and beyond. And when I say in Africa, I know I'm also saying in Jamaica because the climatic conditions are the same in sub-Saharan Africa. There are quite a number of plants that we should start now investigating for commercialization. When we get these plants, we should support the initiatives to commercialize these plants as plants which can be added value for textiles. These youths need to know that there are these opportunities that exist. Otherwise, they may not be able to identify these fibers or these plants and then add value. They need to start from somewhere. I suggest that whenever these youths, especially those in universities, are doing research, it is good to align themselves with the research that is commercializable. For example, I've been trying to market a program for universities that I usually call Earn as You Learn.
Yeah.
How can a student begin to recover his school fees at the university from what he has paid? If someone is doing textile design and has paid school fees for 1 or 2 years, can that person begin to commercialize that skill while at the university and sell something and begin to recover the school they have gained? That model of Earn as You Learn would open up these opportunities to begin to see the relevance of what they are learning. Now, to the communities where these youths come from, I know there are also youths out there who are not in academic line. These are youths who are in the villages, who are not engaged and all that. The value chain for this value addition of plant fibers is quite wide. I see now quite a number of youths in Uganda getting involved in banana fiber extraction. Those who now collect stems from different farmers and bring them to Texfad are getting involved in creative work, beginning to create products from these threads. If this replicates and goes beyond banana fibers, then we're going to get these youths getting so much involved in our communities and bringing value to these farmers who are growing these crops, or even beginning to grow new crops that are productive in terms of value addition.
Yeah, excellent. And of course, many of the plants and flowers in Jamaica and around the Caribbean came from Africa in the 18th and 19th century. They used to bring them over. So yeah, you've opened up a whole area of opportunities and great potential, which we'll probably speak about more later. So finally, before I ask Tonya to say a few words, what are the major challenges you face working with banana fibers?
Well, the challenges of working with the new fiber is that people do not really believe that that is banana fiber.
Okay.
And I remember the early journeys when we started Texfad. We would market these products as banana fiber, and people would say, no, this is sisal. And we'll put a lot of fight to prove it is banana fiber.
Yeah.
We had to get a sheet of banana fiber and extract it halfway, and then you go with to the market with the product, and that half extracted part of the stem to convince people that this is truly banana fiber. That was quite a challenge, but we overcame it because now banana fiber has become common in this country and also regionally across Africa. So that has been a challenge. Now, the next challenge is that we needed some science background. I'm a textile designer. I'm not a scientist. And to produce hair extensions would be very difficult for a textile designer.
Yeah.
So it required to pair up with scientists from universities who would not think banana fiber can make hair extensions. But since I was totally convinced that I can do it, that was initially a challenge until we created a collaboration with the local university, the Sitema University, and through the textile engineering faculty, we've been able to develop the hair extension. As we speak now, Texfad has 4 textile engineers. One is actually a chemical engineer who are now full-time staff at Texfad, leading the research and development for various products that we want to make. So that challenge has been overcome like that. Another challenge is external, from people who keep asking us about the many things that they think can be done using banana fibers, and they want us to try to make those things. We've been challenged by proposals to make tea bags from banana fiber. We've been challenged to make disposable utensils using banana fiber, and so many other challenges. And these challenges, we are offloading these to universities for research purposes. And when those research results come out positively, then we link the researchers to the investors or interested people they can also commercialize with the student in that line. That is how we are trying to handle that. Lastly, we are finding a challenge because there is a talk around this country that the canning of banana fiber is going to deprive the soil its fertility, because we are getting the stem off the ground and some farmers cut off the stem and spread it on the ground for mulching purposes. Now they're saying we are depriving, but the message I'm telling them is that each banana stem has about 70% biomass. We get a 30%, sometimes less than 30% fiber. 70% biomass is comprised of solid biomass, which goes back to the garden as mulching or compost manure. Every banana stem, fully grown, has about 3 liters of sap. When you're extracting, there's a lot of liquid that comes out. That liquid amounts to about 3 liters from every stem. When it ferments for 4 days, it becomes an organic manure, an organic fertilizer, a biofertilizer that can go back to the garden as a fertilizer, still to the bananas and the other horticultural products. And by the way, we have beginning to be very interested with banana sap because we feel this is a product that can be developed. And actually, we have shared samples to some labs in the universities locally and one lab in Canada. They are trying to analyze the contents of the sap so that they can come up with the nutrition value of the sap, so that we can know exactly what we are giving the soil. And then we also know which kind of crops should we direct this biofertilizer to. And then we can also have another product which the farmer can make and take to their garden.
Yeah, that sounds great. And I could see the great potential as it relates to foods and healthy foods as well. With that banana base, it could be mixed with many other products. And yeah, so definitely education is key, isn't it? The community, the market, the powers that be. So the education and communications campaign is really important. So let's bring Tonya in.
Thank you, Rudy. Thank you. And thank you very much for that, Kimani. Very extensive, very clear, very simple, straight to the point. And I appreciate that. And in all of that, I gathered pretty much that you are a very strong believer in this secular way of working. Because, you know, with the right players or partners or parties, we achieve a lot more collectively. And we all benefit and gain from it equally up to a point. I'll give you a quick background as to what Enriqueo does. Enriqueo is just over a couple of years old and started off as an IT tech company, piloting in the agri-tech space, supporting farmers and landowners in mostly Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, Cameroon, and Guyana as well, but have slowly morphed into more of an agri-tech company. Like yourself, Kimani, has been very strategic in terms of delivery, in terms of partnerships, especially with the right players, like the high institutions, universities. And what I quickly realized was that with those academics, we kind of guide them. They are not streetwise. We are streetwise. They are more academic. So we combine our energies and resources, and we tend to deliver a lot more, just like you're doing with the university in Kampala. So that's a strategy we're deploying here. With Rudy, we're working quite a lot with Middlesex University and University of Lincoln. You know, University of Lincoln, because they are quite heavy in the agriculture, land, soil farming side of things. But with Middlesex University, there's a lot of emphasis around STEM, which is a science, tech, engineering, arts, and agriculture side of things, in training and working with sub-Saharan African partners to engage in knowledge transfer programs and projects, which are very helpful.
Kimani, I think another important area, going back to the young people, is that if we can devise a creative approach for them to be educated in the benefits of what's in their local areas. For example, for those who didn't hear the song at the beginning, we will play it again. The means of communication may be different, but the needs are the same. So the need for people to learn about the sustainable benefits of bananas, banana fiber and related agri products. Maybe that's an area we can think about in the future, how we help and do some joint communications around that. And then with the academics now, one of the challenges with academics is we want them to provide clarity and definition when we've gone into the marketplace and delivered activities. Those partners are important. Some of your papers shared with us, we can share with colleagues, because I believe there will be a lot of people interested in this. We're with other universities talking about accelerating activities
Yes.
for the 2030 goals as well. I think what you're doing is really important and essential and rare. It's definitely an area where we can assist and everybody will benefit. Because many of our communities, particularly in the Caribbean, we don't see many projects where there is that use of such a, important agri product that's been there for generations that can be translated into the value that you've made. The challenge is to get other parts of the system to support it, as you've said. Tonya, did you want
Yes.
to carry on?
Thank you very much for that, Rudy. Apologies, everyone. We are currently working on quite a number of acceleration projects and programs in agricultural farming and production. I see a really strong connection there that we can capitalize on and sort of jump into right away. By virtue of that as well, we do have access to funding and grants opportunities that specifically target the sort of production you do, Kimani, for African countries. Rudy and I will share some of them with you. We can work out how we can start to approach them and apply for them. So the access is there, and we do have, because the trouble a lot of the times is people, there's no British saying, you don't ask, you don't get. So if you don't go for it, no one's going to bring it to you. But we are kind of fortunate to have access to those people that actually see those funding and grant opportunities real time as they are released. Another thing you said, which was around people approaching you and asking you what else can you make with your banana fiber. We've got a friend and a partner from London. Her family's from St. Lucia, and she makes one of the projects she's embarked on, which we are part of as well, i.e. supporting that whole process, is ending period poverty in women across the world. One of the things she does is she makes sanitary pads from banana fiber. She's set up her factory as we speak in St. Lucia. So I think there is another opportunity to, yes. And with that, we're looking to take that proposal to end period poverty in women across the globe. We're taking it to some African countries, and we are starting with two northern states in Nigeria. So there is a great scope of synergy here. And lastly, you mentioned soil disruption is one of the challenges you face after you've ripped out the banana fiber. There's a certain level of uncertainty of what's left behind, how nutritious, the value of the soil is, what's left in terms of minerals. One of the things Enrigeo does is geomapping. That basically, I don't need to tell you, Kimani, using satellite coordinates to help farmers and landowners identify actual land size, soil type, contours, irrigation, deficiency in soil, lacking in any sort of nutrients or minerals, compatibility with fruits and veggies, and most importantly, produce that can be grown and taken to market. Off the back of that, there is a connection with farmers in Africa to off-takers in the UK and other parts of Europe. In order to mitigate that whole disruptive situation, an extensive detailed report can be done to show and emphasize the fact that, like you rightfully said, what's left behind is then converted into organic manure to revitalize the soil. Those are things that can be discussed, put on the table, and have an in-depth conversation around how we support with that and how we bring that to the farmers or landowners or ministries of land or agriculture picture, as you very eloquently explained and took us through the journey of what you do and how you deliver the wonderful work you do to not just Uganda, but your vision and take it to the rest of Africa and the world. I think it's a journey that is worth embarking on. Woody and I, for some time now, have been on that journey. So being able to collaborate, put heads together as a collective in the circular economy of working, there's plenty for us to synergize on.
Thanks for that, Tonya. Before I ask you to come back, Kimani, I'm going to ask Dean Roden to say a few words. The importance of what Tonya said there lines up with where we're currently embarked on a space science and technology campaign as it relates to the Sustainable Development Goals, or Sustainable Development, I should say. And of course, we've touched on that earlier on. Now, one of the things we could consider, and I'm going to put that into Dean Roden's hands, as well as us having the space beacon clubs, we could maybe have agri-tech clubs for the young people so that they actually learn about the science. They're still learning about space science as well. As Tonya mentioned about his organization, they used satellite technology. Part of that whole space science is about agriculture, disaster management, which is important, climate change, environmental monitoring, and developing ecosystems as well, which you touched on earlier on in terms of the land, the jobs, the learning. So there's quite a big ecosystem there. It needs clarity and definition from an academic perspective. We need to communicate to our young people and our neighborhoods to get involved, to look around at the environment, the natural environment that they have that can be translated into economic value. And then, of course, there's the marketplace, the consumer products that the community themselves needs. So again, that whole emphasis around making things, manufacturing, selling them, and then you translate that into skills training. So I think what you're really setting out to us is the backbone of a sector, an important sector as well for the future, or sectors. It's cross-sectoral. So I think it really is excellent. So I'm just going to ask Dean to come in and just give us a quick background on some of the work that he's doing with young people.
Good evening, good afternoon. Today is one of the biggest days in America. I'm here in the US, and I want to thank you for this platform, Rudy. I think this is a very historical platform to have my family right across the globe from Africa to the Caribbean. And I tell you, I have one of the greatest news for you. In Jamaica, what your project, your program, I have in place everything, all of the above that I heard all of you guys saying. St. Mary is a national banana parish. This year, we're going to be going right across St. Mary. From you mentioned St. Mary in Jamaica, that's a national banana parish. We're going to be going on a mission trip to Jamaica in May. I would like all of us to go and launch everything that you said. It's there prepared for you in Jamaica. We have a center at the Boy Scout head office where there's a STEM program. They give me permission to launch our STEM project. All I need is just what you guys have said, our sponsorship, but everything is in place. St. Mary, that's the banana parish. We have everything in place. So it's so pleasing for me to hear this and what we're doing. And once again, my name is Dean Roden. And what I do is to provide a platform for young people. For the past 3 years, I have had over 200 young people across Jamaica, Canada, England, and the US who have come on the platform. Our next level, which is STEM and space, along with Rudy Page, who is making this connection work. We have launched it, and it's in high gear. We have secure place where we are working with the National Girl Guides Association, the entire island of girls, the National Boy Scout of Jamaica, the entire Boy Scout, the police youth club, so all the young people that you can think of. We have all these things in place. The only missing link is the sponsorship and to get these equipment there. I have prepared a platform for you, and that's what myself and Woody do. We prepare a platform for you. So it is so encouraging to hear what you guys have to say. It's just one family, and our program is all about collaborating. So I can make your work so easy. You don't have to do that groundwork anymore. Rest assured, come to Jamaica in May, and everything is all prepared for you guys. We just gotta launch it. The media is there waiting for you. The children are there waiting for you. This is not a phantom program. We have children there waiting for you guys. So it's more than a pleasure to be here on this platform this evening, afternoon, anywhere you guys are in the world.
Thank you for that, Dean. And we really will look into the whole idea of agri-tech clubs for young people, and it can connect into the existing local agricultural infrastructure. So we definitely will think about that. And as I said, it fits neatly with the work that we're now doing around space science and technology and how that aligns with sustainable development. So Kamani, back to you for a few words.
Oh, thank you, Rudy. I'm really very happy with the comments that have been shared here. About the sanitary pads, it's quite an interesting project. We have tried to make a sanitary pad, but we didn't have enough capacity to meet the phytosanitary requirements for making such a health product. Our softened banana fiber now is being sought for making sanitary pads. And we have several contacts of people who are making sanitary pads. We may not go that direction as Texfad, but want to support people who would like to make sanitary pads through providing either technology or the softened banana fiber that they can use for the sanitary pads. And there are so many other applications. We are also trying to see whether banana fiber can be used as an alternative to cotton wool used in hospitals for dressing wounds and all that. The application is quite wide, and I know as people come with different proposals to add value to banana fibers, we shall go ahead to keep providing them with access to technologies and skills that would benefit them on their journey to value addition. So this kind of collaboration with the organizations that offer grants would be very interesting. And I've also come to learn that you have some projects. This is Tonya. You have some projects that are running in Kenya and also in West Africa. And I would also be very interested to have your presence in Uganda as well, so that we can do much more with you, because this is the country that produces most of the bananas around the region. But it has also inspired other countries like Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, and they are now beginning to catch up with banana production. The case in point is West Africa. Last week, I was in Delta State in Nigeria, and I was a guest to the state. There is now a campaign for growing bananas in Delta State. And I wish that Tony, you can, maybe after this, we'll get in touch with you. And we create a link to this state governor who is doing a campaign for growing bananas. I had a chance to inspect his land, his plantation, and give the support that he needs. And there's a huge project coming in collaboration between Texfad and the Delta states. Geomapping is actually very important. Some of the challenges I find, not really in Uganda, but sometimes in Kenya, and also the Delta state, is actually a problem that can be solved through this geomapping. Because some places they are growing bananas really when you look at the soil, and when you look at the health of the plant, you really see that this banana cannot go far, it cannot do well. So these services can be extended to people interested in growing these crops. We help them to come out of them. The issue of agri-tech is very interesting. Hubs, the incubator hubs, the accelerators, the startup support initiatives cannot be left out in this kind of collaboration. Once these ideas are proven that they can be commercialized, most of our youths do not have startup capitals for commercializing these ideas or innovations. And this is where agritech comes in, and also incubators where they can be supported to, to add value to whatever material they are using to a level where it can be certified by the national standards bodies and also get to the market. All these can be supported. I find this very interesting that you have developed agritech clubs in schools. This is very interesting. And the same I see like local universities here having business incubators. Although the running of them is a challenge because they need a development agent or a fund to keep supporting the students' ideas and developing it to cool product that can go to the market. But I know we are on the right track, and I think collaboratively we shall get there. Graham, thank you so much. I think you're doing a lot in Jamaica. I'm looking forward to come to Jamaica, and we come and give support to our young people there, and we unlock opportunities they can get from bananas. Now, if you look at that picture that has been shared, this is a cover of Levy's music. But I did the design of this cover, and I put the banana plant and many other things that banana can produce. In these countries, like also in Jamaica, probably your staple food may not be banana, but you want people to grow bananas. One thing they can make, I'll just talk about one product here. They can make wine out of banana, very quality wine. And they can customize it by putting some ingredients that you have in your locality and make it an internationally organized wine, both dry and sweet. Now, take, for example, a bunch of banana that weighs about 30 kilos, 25 to 30 kilos in terms of weight. It can give you 30 liters of wine.
Wow.
And a liter of wine is about $4 locally here, if it's locally manufactured wine. So you can imagine this one bunch can give you $120. Yeah. Yes, as a gross. But it can give you around $80 when you calculate off the cost of production. And you can imagine if these farmers are getting these incomes from a single bunch of bananas, it means there will be a motivation to grow bananas and grow them in quite substantial volumes. So I am really very excited for this kind of partnership. And I'm also very excited that our friends in Jamaica are beginning to embrace banana value addition, and that they are going to transform many lives, especially lives of our young people who are our future generation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kimani. That really has been a great knowledge exchange, and the skills transfer activities will certainly happen. And the whole idea of the collaboration across the sectors and the value chain is great. So thank you very much for that. And I'm going to say goodnight to everyone, but we're going to go out with the song from our great artist, Levi Augustus.
Green banana, ripe banana, bone. Say what? Good banana, fried banana, crunch. Green banana, ripe banana, bunch. For real. Good banana, fried banana, crunch. Strong you see, better than cotton, better than silk. Strong you see, you know. Yahshua is there. For real. Feel His spirit, the Creator spirit. Check it out. Banana, banana, banana.
Yes, I hear you say play it again. I will.
Green banana, ripe banana, bone. Say what? Good banana, fried banana, crunch. Green banana, ripe banana, bunch. Open banana, fried banana, crunch. God. Strong you see, better than cotton, better than silk. Strong you see, you know, Yahshua is there. For real. Feel his spirit, the creator spirit. Check it out. Banana, banana, banana.
Thank you very much, all. And just to let you know that this program will be rebroadcast on Fresh FM Radio London, and you can go to freshfmradiolondon.com for more details or download the app. Thank you very much indeed, and good night.